Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
If COVID-19 metrics in Region 1 stay the same or decrease, we could shift into Phase 4 mitigation starting Monday. We'll break down what has to happen first. A state line attraction reopens their doors to the public for the first time in months. They even are celebrating with new exhibits. Tomorrow, the House will deliver the article of impeachment for former President Donald Trump to the Senate. We'll tell you what he's charged with and when the trial will begin. Good evening, I'm Alexis Carpello. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll get to those stories shortly, but first, we know you're looking for more details on this storm. As of all of the state line is now under a winter storm warning. We're going to head back over to the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Candace King with more.
Yeah, you know, our northern Illinois counties now under that winter storm warning, and it's not that we're going to see the impacts or at least winter storm warning criteria throughout the whole duration of the event, but it's more the impacts that we'll have towards tomorrow evening and then going into the overnight. Now, those start times a little various depending on where you are, as early as noon for our western counties and starting at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for here in Rockford. Now, that storm system in question down along the southwest, bringing some rain and thunderstorms along the southern plains, but this will track to the northeast during the night tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. So what that is going to do is begin to spread some snow from the south and southwest as we go through the afternoon. No impacts for us, though, tomorrow morning. While we get a couple of breaks in some of that cloud cover later this evening, we'll start to see that snow begin to move in. Could be as early as about 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow, especially to our west and southwest. You see some of that snow beginning to work in from the southwest, lining up from Sterling up to Savannah. As we get into the heart, though, of the evening, that's when that snow really starts to pick up, impacting that late evening and overnight time frame with some heavier snowfall that would take us through the midnight hour. Now, we might start to see some of that taper off into early Tuesday morning, but those impacts, they are still going to be there. So expect the impact as we head through our Monday evening and Tuesday morning commute. And some of those snow totals, Alexis, could add up over 6 inches. And when you combine that with a gusty wind, it's really going to reduce the visibility. We'll talk more on the snow totals and another potential for some lighter snow later this week. That's all coming up here in the full forecast a little later.
All right, thanks, Candace. A Clinton High School coach is arrested for allegedly inappropriately touching multiple students. Tyler Clark is a part-time coach at Clinton High School. He was arrested Saturday. Investigators say he touched a female student inappropriately during a practice. Another student made the same claims. Clark now sits in the Rock County Jail. He faces charges of physical abuse of a child and disorderly conduct. Region 1 is on track to move into Phase 4 Monday. I'll share more details about that in a moment, but first today, health officials record over 3,000 new cases statewide. 40 more people have died from the virus. One of those deaths come from Winnebago County. About 3,000 residents are in Illinois hospitals. The state's weekly statewide test positivity sits at 6%. Here's a look at all the counties. Region 1's positivity dropped to slightly above 6%. Boone, Lee, Whiteside, and Stevenson all went up, but DeKalb, Joe Davies, and Winnebago counties' averages went down. Lee sits the lowest, slightly above 1%, and DeKalb the highest rate, almost at 11%. As we've told you, we're currently under Tier 1 mitigations. We could be in Phase 4 tomorrow. In order for that to happen, we have to meet these 3 criteria. At least a test positivity rate of 6.5% or lower for 3 days straight. 20% available ICU beds for also 3 days straight. And there can't be an increase of people checking into the hospital with COVID. In Phase 4, restaurants and bars tables can have to be spaced 6 feet apart, a maximum of 10 people per table. There can only be a 25% standing area capacity. Gyms can operate at 50% capacity. Personal care facilities such as salons and spas and retail stores can all allow 50% capacity too. We'll keep you up to date on all of these changes that could happen tomorrow. After being shut down because of the COVID-19 pandemic, a state line attraction reopens its doors. The Discovery Center Museum welcomed the public for the first time in months. Michelle Rave was there to see some of the first to head in.
After being closed due to COVID-19 mitigations, the Discovery Center opens their doors once again.
You know, it was a long time closing. The first time we were closed, and then we closed again in November. And we're just so ready to be back at work and to be welcoming people and to hear all the noise and the laughter again.
Katie Thompson and her 3-year-old son Asher couldn't wait to get to the new exhibits, like the Hot Wheels Race to Win.
We are excited to get out of the house safely. So it's great that they're open and we feel it's a great, safe environment.
Carol Johnston says it was an exciting day to bring her grandchildren to the museum and being able to do a fun activity outside of the house.
Whoa, look at that. It came all the way around. It's important for these kids to be able to do things and not just be cooped up with parents and grandparents, etc. all the time. So we're very happy that they're back open.
Discovery Center Museum's marketing director Anne-Marie Walker explains there are restrictions still in place.
So right now we are at a capacity of 50 people at a time. And so people have to register online in advance, and they'll register for 2-hour play sessions. So right now we're open Thursdays through Sundays, and so people can go online and they can choose the day and then the time.
Walker says opening again is bittersweet.
It's tough when we know that we could be helping so many other people be entertained too. So people are just going to need to be patient and make the reservations online, and we look forward to seeing lots of families, lots of kids, lots of smiling faces back here again.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
Tomorrow, the House will deliver the article of impeachment to the Senate. Next, we'll tell you when the Senate will hold their second impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump.
And another round of snow moving in for some of us here as we go through the evening. Well, that's a sneak peek at your 7-day forecast. I'll show you more detail in that coming up here a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Alexis Carpello, David Greenberg, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
The single article of impeachment against President Trump will be delivered to the Senate on Monday. Both sides have agreed to a 2-week delay for the start of the trial, but the president is facing some new allegations. Rachel Scott is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Former President Donald Trump now headed towards his second impeachment trial, charged with incitement of insurrection after telling his supporters to march to the Capitol.
If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Chaos followed as the mob tried to stop certification of President Joe Biden's win. GOP Senator Rand Paul is still calling for an investigation into election fraud, but hasn't provided any evidence.
That if we want greater confidence in our elections, and 75% of Republicans agree with me, we do need to look at election integrity.
The single article of impeachment will be delivered to the Senate on Monday.
Everyone wants to put this awful chapter in American history behind us, but sweeping it under the rug will not bring healing. The only way to bring healing is to actually have real accountability.
And now Democrats are calling on the Justice Department to investigate the former president. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer outraged over this New York Times report detailing allegations of another desperate attempt to overturn the election. Trump's alleged plot to remove the acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen and replace him with a Trump loyalist who, according to the Times, could help toss out votes in Georgia. And overnight, another report from the Wall Street Journal saying Trump also allegedly tried to push the Justice Department to file its own lawsuit against states directly in the Supreme Court, something his appointees refused to do. Trump's team has not specifically addressed these latest allegations.
That was Rachel Scott reporting. Candace King is going to give you a full breakdown on this potential winter storm coming up in her full First Warn weather forecast. You're watching Eyewitness News at 5.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, things are quiet, but still rather cloudy for us. A live look with a Mercia SkyTrack camera out of the Park Hills Golf Course in Freeport this evening. We've got the cloud cover, but we are dry following some snow that came down earlier this morning. Very early this morning, about an inch or two accumulation with that. Things have since been fairly quiet, but it's been a little bit on the chilly side. We've had the sun try to peer out here throughout the last couple of hours, but just no luck. 29 in Freeport, 32 in Rockford, 30 air temperature in Rochelle. That's also what our weather watcher Ben this evening checking in South Beloit has, and a dew point number of 26. Now we do see a little bit of dry air come in. There's actually a cold front that'll work to shift our wind around to the northwest and help filter in a little more dry air. So as that happens, we should start to see some of that cloud cover begin to erode away. I don't think we're going to completely clear for tonight, but at least call it a partly cloudy sky, and that will allow our temperature to drop on either side of 20 degrees. But we quickly ramp things up by this time tomorrow as our next storm system developing down to the southwest. This is a rather strong area of low pressure that'll move in our direction during the late evening and overnight time tomorrow afternoon. So let's kind of plan this out, because there are going to be impacts with that snow along with the wind in just a short 24 hours. But no impacts for tomorrow morning. Had a lot of questions. Hey, I've got this and that going on tomorrow morning. Should be okay for that. In fact, we should stay fairly dry through about the noon hour, even into the early part of the afternoon. Now, there is going to be quite a bit of dry air, because remember I said that high pressure system is moving in and working to bring in that drier air. But as that low pressure system moves closer to us towards tomorrow late afternoon and evening, we'll start to see the leading edge of that snow begin to work in from the southwest and from the south. This will likely be between about 3 and 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That will continue to spread north as we go through the evening, and as it does, it's going to pick up a little more in intensity. So that'll be with us for a late evening and early overnight time, where we could have snowfall rates of about a ½ inch to maybe even 1 inch per hour for a few hour span, which is going to allow that snow to quickly accumulate. Now, during the overnight, as a little bit more dry air comes in, this will kind of taper off some of that snow, or at least the heaviest of it, by Tuesday morning, but we could get another band of work in through the noon hour and then drying out a little bit as we head closer towards Tuesday afternoon. So let's talk snowfall totals. Generally speaking, about 4 to 6 inches. I do think from about Highway 72 on northward, although I think around Highway 20, we could actually be closer to that 5 to 6 inch mark. Once you get a little bit further south, so southern Carroll, Ogle, and central DeKalb counties, that's when we could see those totals within that range of about 6 to 8 inches. Now, the impacts are really going to start to ramp up once we get in tomorrow evening and then into early Tuesday morning, as our winds pick up, at times gusting to about 35 miles per hour, that east-northeasterly wind. So what we're going to have from that is some blowing and drifting snow. Now, initially that snow is going to have a little bit more weight to it, but as some colder air comes in, it will start to lighten up. So some blowing and drifting is definitely going to be possible. So plan, if you're out late tomorrow evening or even late tomorrow afternoon in some cases, you could have those impacts on the roadways. Now, we'll start to clear things out once we head into Tuesday night, 26 on Wednesday, a couple of light snow showers, especially south Wednesday, and then we dry out and we'll see a little more sunshine by the end of the week.
Thanks for tracking that storm so closely, Candace. David Greenberg is in with sports after the break.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
It's championship weekend in the NFL. The final 4 teams going at it for a spot in the Super Bowl. The Packers and Bucks just wrapped up their game. Let's go to those highlights. There was some fresh powder on the ground in Green Bay this morning, so you know there were some fans tubing right outside of Lambeau Field. Tubing outside, but inside, 2 legendary quarterbacks were getting ready to battle against each other for the first time in the postseason in their careers. Brady got off to the first score, Bucks up 7-0, until Aaron Rodgers floats for Marquez Valdes-Scantling. He makes a great grab, breaks free, and gets in for the score. Packers tied at 7. Start of the second, though, Brady hands off to Leonard Fournette, stopped at the line, bounces it outside, and gets in for the score. Bucks up 14-7. This was the play of the game right here, right before the half. Bucks going for it, and it pays off in a big way. That's Scotty Miller getting behind Kevin King for the gut-wrenching touchdown, 21-10 Bucks at halftime. Packers get the ball to start the third and 5 over the middle to Aaron Jones. He gets hit hard and loses the ball, returned into the red zone. First play for the Bucks, and Tom Brady finds Cameron Brate for the score. So Bucks had the 28-10 lead, but no lead is safe with Aaron Rodgers. Packers in the red zone. Rodgers into the end zone for Robert Tonyan. Packers down 28-17. Packers defense forces a turnover, so they get the ball back again inside the 5. That's Adams on the slant for the score. Packers down 28-23. Late in the 4th, Packers on 3rd and goal. Rodgers can't find anything, so he just gets it to Adams, and it's broken up. And Matt LaFleur, down 8, elects to kick a field goal. Packers still down 31-26. Bucks get the ball back. First down, most likely ices the game. Brady over the middle to Tyler Johnson, and just wait for it. Very late there comes a flag. Watch this one again in slow motion. Looks a lot like a flop to me. Refs barely called anything all game, and now they finally call one on the field. Tom Brady is off to his 10th Super Bowl with this 31-26 win. Packer fans, this one will hurt for a very long time. And this one coming up in just under 20 minutes from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, the Chiefs and the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Biggest key in this game is how healthy Patrick Mahomes is. He came off the concussion protocol on Thursday, and he's dealing with turf toe injury as well. But don't expect that to completely hamper the Chiefs' high-flying offense. This Super Bowl will be different for many reasons. One of those is that it won't be as packed of a house as it usually is. The NFL is expecting 22,000 fans at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. 7,500 of them will be vaccinated healthcare workers, an awesome gesture by the NFL to give back to the people fighting COVID on the front lines. Another way the Super Bowl will be different is that it's not going to be as much of a spectacle as it usually is. Teams won't be allowed to arrive in Tampa until 2 days before the big game. Media availability will be held virtually as they've been all year long. The Blackhawks hosted the Red Wings earlier today. 5 minutes into the first, Kane up the left side, back to DeHaan, shoots, and redirected in by Pius Suter for his first career NHL goal. Halfway through the first now, puck bouncing around, settled by Dominic Kubalik, thrown on net by Matthias Janmark, and there's Suter again for the putback. His second career goal. Hawks up 2-0. Let's go to the third now. Suter up to the neutral zone, has Kane to his right, and he just takes it himself. He gets the hat trick and scores his first 3 career goals in the same game, becoming the first Blackhawk to do that since Bill Kendall in 1933. Hawks win their second straight, topping the Red Wings 6-2.
Our first Morning Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Things are pretty quiet for us tonight, but snow moves in by this time tomorrow and some heavy snowfall into tomorrow evening. Temperatures in the 20s by the end of the week.
Thanks for making us your home team tonight. We'll see you at 10.